Three tight ends in the ball game here on first. On the handoff, Henderson. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One of the feature points of the end route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
It'll go as just a 15-yard punt. And the offense will take over. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Back to throw. Jones. Flush to his right. He gets it complete to Harris. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Jones throwing on 1st down, buying time to his left. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Two minutes remain in the 1st half of this NFC Championship. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones eluding the pressure right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion. From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll look to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. And it's good. The Giants go on fourth, but come up empty. And the Panthers will get the football back. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfired.
Time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
They throw right away, and it's complete out on the right side. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Mayfield, that catch good for only a couple. Now Mayfield lost the football, and the Giants have it. It's picked up, and this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery, and Giants touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Heading back out, Baker Mayfield as we call up our players spotlight. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins, we talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
As they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. On second and 10, Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
So far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up third and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down. Here's the Panthers punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. And no return on this one. And take Jones now on first down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw taken in by Watkins here. And he's out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And the Panthers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Well, indeed, trying to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. They'll keep it on the ground again here. yards after getting this across the 15.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now a handoff, Henderson. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. And now a timeout defensively after that 1st down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Henderson. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the battle to see who will take home that George Halas Trophy and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's look back to the AFC Championship game held earlier today. And it's the Tennessee Titans who are heading to the Super Bowl for just the 2nd time ever as they await the winner of this NFC Championship game. So with that, let's get you right back out to the second half.
The Halas Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. But the focus shifts back to Daniel Jones and company. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the 3rd quarter. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones, he'll buy some time right. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now Jones to throw on 3rd down. He's going to look deep for Watkins. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Watkins, 75 yards. And the Giants continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Here's Bass now for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And the kicker commits the kicker's cardinal sin. He kicks it out of bounds. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Mayfield on play action. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Mayfield. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Caleb Farley. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps, to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On second down, here's Barkley. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 42 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage. In for 6. Tyler Bass now for the point after. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now here's Johnson. And a big-time mess on the return. He's out of bounds. He won't even get this back to the 5-yard line. As the offense comes out, he's put on Madden spotlight on Baker.
In this position, trying to get back. Into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Slant route to Miller.
He's at the 50, 30, 20. Touchdown, Carolina. Scotty Miller, 96 yards. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. He's got it to bring it back to 28-7 now. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
A first down run by Barkley unsuccessful as he won't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. It's complete. He finds Falk here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Going deep here for Watkins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
We're in the 3rd quarter of the NFC title game. This is 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Jones. Looking again for Watkins, and this time that's complete. And now they're in the hurry-up. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy
pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17.
Another try after the first down sack. Jones. And quick throw here. That's complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Jones.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 29-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Flushed out right. This is intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. Turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead will be cut down to 14.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws earlier to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. A first down carry for Barkley. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Jones. Flush to his right. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 23. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Here's Jones on 1st and 10. Open space inside the 10. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. The ball situated at the 9. 2nd and goal. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Giants are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long, and they made themselves today, as you can see, the class of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like a Super Bowl trip is very much in their future.
And the fan, oh, and now they're going to fake it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. To throw, Mayfield. Quickly here, and that's complete.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now at the 47. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield. It's caught. Smith. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you try not...
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield. They find some open field here. Touchdown, Carolina. Jonnu Smith, 39 yards. And the Panthers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. A fourth quarter touchdown there, back to a 2-score game, but time is not their ally.
No, it's not, partner. They still have a pulse, but it's probably a little weak right now. A lot of things have to go right in these final 2 minutes plus for them. I think they have to be thinking onside kick here, and we know how difficult those are to recover.
So up comes Mayfield as his guys will go for 2.
52's the mark, boys. 52. We got it.
Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And he's going to get forward for about 5, and then may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Jones to throw on second down. Eluding the pressure right to Barkley on the check down. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 5 yards remain on second down. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Mayfield trying to punch it in. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Second and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. Saquon Barkley saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Giants have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the...
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number 1, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number 2, if you are going to go for 2, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And their backs really against the wall now. And we knew how tough it would be for them. You're coming on the road, NFC title game, crazy environment, and certainly just not looking good here in the 4th. A first down throw for Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Miller. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. To throw again on 2nd down. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. To try again after the sack. Mayfield. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And this is caught. Amari Cooper. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. One last shot from Mayfield here. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. This was the goal before they started the season, to play in a Super Bowl, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
And this is why songs are written about teams. Okay, you go back, some teams wrote them earlier in the season about their goal of getting to the Super Bowl. This one, they're going to be able to break it out now because their goal was to get there, and they achieved it. How about that? That's pretty fantastic.
And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, will see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.